Today we're looking at the top 5 worst finishers in the WWE Part 2. If you haven't watched the previous video, please go and watch that. It was really good in my opinion. I looked through the comments to find the next 5 worst finishers as well as Twitter. So let me know if you agree with them. Leave a comment down below and we'll see what we're thinking. Starting off the list with number 5, we have the Miz's skull crushing finale. Oh, skull crushing finale! Yeah, for some reason I don't think of this as a bad finisher. I think maybe it's because the Miz has been in WWE for so long that I've gotten used to it. But when I start looking at it clearly, like bro, it is a little bit sloppy and a little bit janky because it takes a while for him to get his arms under people, and it looks really bad when it's against really big people, man. Like when he's doing it against Drew McIntyre and John Cena, because I don't know, it looks kind of awkward, and that's the reason it's on this list. Also, like, I'm not convinced on how impactful it is, although I still love you, Miz. Don't come after me. I am the main event and you are not on my level. Next up, we have Zoe Stark's Z360. Sending a message to the NXT Women's Champion. It's like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It looks really cool, but it's a difficult move to pull off, so botches happen a lot where like she doesn't knee the person in the face, she hits the chest. Also, the part where she's spinning them around, like sometimes it's super slow and it just doesn't look very smooth. Overall, it's a really good finisher, but like, man, it looks really bad sometimes, bro. Number 3. Okay. Next up, you have number 3, Cody Rhodes Crossroads. 5, Cody Rhodes able to counter into a crossroads. Cody, I think, has lost like 2 matches since coming back to the WWE. Or has he even lost 2? I think he's lost like 2 tag team matches. But anyways, he's won a majority of his matches, and this is his finisher of choice, the Crossroads. I really like it. The only issue is when it's done against bigger people like Brock, it looks very odd, man. It looks like such a struggle, to be honest, man. It's a finisher that's dependent on how it's sold, and yeah, for that reason, it just doesn't look great a majority of the times. Also, it doesn't help that Cody needs 3 of them to beat everyone. You know what I mean? Oh God, we need some help. For number 2, we have the spear, specifically Edge's spear. The spear is used a lot in wrestling, and honestly, it is getting a little bit redundant because so many people use it. But, you know, the 3 main people in the WWE who use it as a finisher is Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, and Edge. And out of the 3, Edge by far does it the worst. Like, for a long time, people have made the joke that it looks like he's hugging someone to the ground, and it does on some of these spears. But I will say, after his comeback, they do look a lot more impactful. I guess he just stopped caring about protecting people and hit it a little bit harder. But yeah, honestly, nowadays his spear actually looks pretty decent. But I get why it's on this list, man, because he did hit it badly for a long time. As far as spears, who do you think has the best spear in the industry right now? I know some people would say Roman Reigns, some people would say Lashley, and from AEW, some people might say Ricky Stark. Also, Charlotte has a decent spear when she does it. Jey Uso, you know, Drew McIntyre. Those guys have move thief equipped, man. Now on to our honorable mentions. First up, you have Joe Gacy's handspring lariat. It's sort of like Lethal Injection by Jay Lethal, but like a clothesline instead of a cutter. Yeah, for this finisher, like the handspring makes no sense. Like, oh, why? How does that add any impactfulness to the move you're about to do? Lacey Evans' Woman's Right. Okay, now the reason it's not on the top 5 list. I personally really like the name. I love the play on words. So that's why it's in honorable mentions and not in the top 5. But yeah, it is a pretty weak finisher. Same argument as the Lucky Punch, the Big Show. We've talked about that on the last video. I guess where it's because she used to sub in the military, so punches hit harder. I don't know, bro. But yeah, I don't feel like it's the best finisher out there. Nah. Okay, last on the honorable mentions list, we have Dolph Ziggler's Zigzag. Grenades. Not in WWE. Dolph Ziggler hasn't been on TV for a while now, man. I don't know what's happening with Ziggler. But yeah, the Zigzag, I guess it does look kind of weak. The logic for it is that the whiplash of like your head snapping back on the mat. Honestly, it looks fine to me. It's just a little bit weak looking. And like I guess that's the reason he barely beats people or barely wins nowadays, unfortunately. Bring back Dolph, man. Give me back 2013 Dolph. What is going on? And the number 1, or I guess number 10 worst finisher is Rhea Ripley's Riptide. Ripley Yeah, it looks like it's like the pump handle slam that Road Dogg used to do. Honestly, I don't really mind this as a finisher, but like it was repeated so many times. Like, bro, I felt like it had to be number one. The main issue with it, it doesn't look as impactful, and also like why not just do a power bomb instead? When she does it against like smaller women like Zelina Vega or Liv Morgan, it looks very impactful. It looks super devastating, to be honest, man. It looks like it sucks to take. But when she does it against bigger women who are about her size, like Bianca and Charlotte, it doesn't look as impactful. So yeah, that's why it's on this list. Rhea Ripley, I still love you though. Everything about you is perfect, apart from your finisher. Alright, that's it for the top 5 worst finishers in the WWE Part 2. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 400, just 25 away. And yeah, I'd appreciate a sub, for sure. What do you think is the worst finisher?